JT Tuimoloau has announced his top 7 schools. We got to talk about it after the bumper.
Don't be cornering me. Hold up. Time. You got to help me with that corner
What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always college football related, sports related. We have a good time. Today, we need to talk about the number 2 overall player in the 247 Sports Composite rankings for the 2021 recruiting cycle, JT Tuimoloau, who announced his top 7 schools on Thursday, and they are who's who of who you would expect for the dude coming out of Sammamish, Washington. Now, we're going to talk about JT, the player here first, but the schools are Alabama, Michigan, USC, Oregon, Ohio State, Washington, and Oklahoma. Now, he is from the state of Washington, so for me, this is a Dax Hill kind of story. And for those of you that don't understand what that means, Dax Hill went to Booker T. Washington High School in Tulsa, Oklahoma, my hometown, where I live, and ends up committing to Michigan, flipping to Alabama, and then going back to Michigan. But the point here is that he was not going to Oklahoma, which is the school in the state of Oklahoma, despite what Oklahoma State or even TU fans might think, though those TU fans that think that are quite delusional, and I graduated from the University of Tulsa. Now, I think that they gotta try to win it. I don't see this going any other way than them going, I gotta have him, and I gotta have Emeka Egbuka, because those are 2 generational talents and 2 of the top players in all the country that are in their backyard. And if they don't win this, it's gonna be a really, really tough loss for Huskies fans because they think they should try to do that. Now, I also get that Michigan is on this list, but I think Michigan has as much chance of winning JT Tuimoloau as Oklahoma, which is to say that if Calvin Thibodeau at Oklahoma can pull this off and sell Tuimoloau on being the change agent at the University of Oklahoma and really bringing that defense to where it was circa 2000, then yeah, you got a shot. And there's a couple of kids that want to buy into that. One of them committed to the 2021 class for Oklahoma, Latrell McCutcheon, one of the top cornerbacks in all the country. He wants to be a change agent at the University of Oklahoma. I can make that argument. That could be cool, but for the most part, that ain't how it goes, right? The way that it goes is you want to play with the best players and you want to go where you're going to get developed, right? So Alabama, Ohio State, I feel like are going to be ahead of an Oregon or USC, though Oregon is way ahead of USC and Oklahoma when we're talking about defense. Same thing could be said about Washington with Jimmy Lake. We'll see how it goes in his first year as head coach when they kick off their season in November. But I feel like everybody who has picked Ohio State has no reason not to pick Ohio State because Larry Johnson Sr. is still coaching the defensive line. And when you look at the NFL draft, you see Chase Young. You see both Bosa brothers, right? Zach Harrison is probably going to make the leap this year. You see Draymond Jones. You see all sorts of absolute hitters, right? Brandon Huffman, who has been leading the reporting on Tuimoloau's recruitment, compares him to Cam Hayward out at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Barton Simmons compares him to Vita Vea, who graduated from University of Washington. Now, he's a much slender cat than Vita Vea, and at his size, he could put on more weight, but he's already rocking around about 280 pounds, and he's so athletic. I mean, they split this dude out in the slot and throw him passes. He has played safety at his size, which is ridiculous. And of course, he's an absolute monster on defensive line, but if you wanted to play stand-up linebacker, he could do that too. The way that Chase Young was used against Wisconsin, when they had him as like a stand-up edge dude from time to time, you could see that. You could also see Chase Young playing middle linebacker earlier in the season. You can do that with JT Tuimoloau. Like, he's that kind of otherworldly talent. And between he and Corey Foreman, I actually think that Tuimoloau has the better skill set and is the more versatile player and is a modern defensive lineman. I think, like everybody else, it's a matter of time before Ohio State actually gets in there. But add to this, like, his first scholarship offer was like Washington State in basketball. So perhaps that might have something to do with perhaps making a look at Washington. They'll be like, yeah, we'll let you play basketball too. I would let that dude do whatever he wants. If he wants to throw jab, do that as well, right? Because this is the kind of player who changes the way that you look at a program, right? And that's the other reason why I think Alabama has to feel good. Man, if Alabama were able to land Tumise Adeleye and Tuimoloau, good God, this Alabama recruiting class is already juggernaut, and Saban has been closing hard. Now, in this time period where nobody gets to take officials and nobody gets to host recruits, might be a great equalizer for some. But right now, you gotta be grateful if you're Michigan or Oklahoma included in this top 7. And if you're Ohio State, you're like, yeah, cool, whatever. Well, we knew, we understand, we know who we are, we know who you are, we know this is a match. And if they land both the Mecca Egbuka and Tuimoloau to Ohio State, yikes. It's already a great Ohio State football team. It's already going to be a great Ohio State football team in 2021. And if they put this class together in the way that ends with these guys, good night. You know what I mean? Like, good night. Because when I'm looking at the valuations that are pretty clear-headed by Bart Simmons and Huffman, you get what I'm talking about. So this is what Huffman had to say. Powerful, athletic, and nimble with room to still add significant weight at the next level. Has lined up on the edge, mixing with hand down while also standing up. Elite pass rusher who can mix a variety of moves with pure strength to shed his blockers. Can drop into coverage against running backs, receivers, tight ends, and has the athleticism and ball skills to be a force in coverage. Has even played safety, as mentioned. Could be a top tight end prospect if he focused on offense with natural pass catching skills, ability to track the ball and high point it and run after the catch. Also a high major basketball player, averaging nearly a double-double in his prep career. As he continues to add weight and strength, figures to be among the elite pass rushers at the next level, projects as an instant impact Power 5 starter and a top 10 overall draft pick. This is Barton Simmons' evaluation. Thick, sturdy athlete with a powerful lower half and a frame that will add mass easily on the college level. Operates primarily as an edge defender in high school, but frame allows the possibility to kick inside as he continues to mature. Extremely unique talent in terms of versatility. Anchors effectively against the run and shows the ability to set the edge. Uses hands and length to keep blockers away from his body and is active, shedding and chasing. Strong pass rusher with, even with limited technique, shows rare ability to play in space given his size, can drop into coverage and understand pass concepts. Runs well downfield and has athleticism and ball skills to be a top-tier tight end. Validates athleticism on the basketball court where he is a Division I prospect if he pursued it. Needs to continue to refine technique and show some polish as a pass rusher. Projects as an immediate Power 5 impact player and has the upside to be drafted in the top 10 overall. Yeah. I'd want him. Deuces.